Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. We're back again on another beautiful Monday. I'm always glad to see you, always glad you can make it to the show. It touches my heart every single week when I come on. I just want to tell you thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, replay viewers, those of you that come on and you watch the show after it's already been recorded. You make comments, all of it matters. So I like to thank each and every one of you. I also like to thank our sponsors before we get the show going today. Our sponsors for today's show, we have the Idea Club, which is if you are interested in, let's say you want to form a nonprofit, if you like to form an LLC, or you like to have a corporation, a C Corp or S Corp, go to theideaclub.com. And the president of the Idea Club is Dumas Martin, and he can help you with any of those things. Just go there and talk to Dumas. So that just go to theideaclub.com. Next sponsor we have First Fridays Travel. First Fridays Travel, let's say you're traveling and you want travel insurance. Go to First Fridays Travel and get your travel insurance, ladies and gentlemen. It makes a difference. If anything happens on your trip, and look at all the different things that are going on. When all these flights that are being changed or canceled, all those things, that travel insurance kicks right in. And it's going to take good care of you. That's why you want travel insurance. And I definitely would encourage, whether you're going in the United States or out of the United States, I would encourage you to have travel insurance. So go on and have that. In addition to that, you have First Fridays Travel. I mentioned First Fridays Travel. I'm sorry, First Book Academy. First Book Academy is for those of you that want to write your first book. The first book is the hardest book. And I can tell you right now from someone who has already written that book, once you get past that first book, it's like you're off to the races. Everybody that finishes the first book tells me, oh, I'm ready for the next book now. But you know why? Because they got the first book under their belt. So if you've ever thought about writing a book, I want to encourage you. Take the time. You want to do so. Now's the time. Don't say I'm gonna do it next year and all those things. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we say those things. We have no guarantees. So do it now. And if you're saying you don't know where to start, I'm going to give you where to start. If you're interested in writing a book, start here with a journal. This is one of the journals that we have that I've started. It's called the Big Black Journal, and then there's also one for sisters. This is available on Amazon, and this is the Big Black Journal for sisters. There's one there. I mean, all kinds of journals available. Why do you want to start here? And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you start here, you have a place to put your writings, a place to give them a home. That's what I always say. So you definitely want to start there. And with that, and our not last but not least, the other sponsor we have for the show is the Henderson Real Estate Team. The Henderson Real Estate Team, and all of them are scrolling at the bottom. The Henderson Real Estate. If you're buying or selling, you want to talk to experts, and the Henderson Real Estate Team, they are experts. Now, and I have to also show those of you that are interested. Whoops, put the book upside down. There you go. It's Saying No Nicely. This is the book that many of you know that I wrote this book. People right now, it has been blessed to have 14 5 stars on Amazon. So you definitely want to get your copy of Saying No Nicely. And the other one is Have You Seen a Red Elephant? Really, really cute book. This is for ages 1 to 5, about 1 to 5. They love this book too. The other one that's on Amazon, I didn't bring it with me today, is There's a Rocket in My Pocket. And coming out is Stuck in the Elevator. You guys will know there's two coming out, two children's books, Stuck in the Elevator, and the second one is Justin Lost a Tooth. Those two. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that I've gotten all the housekeeping out the way. I'm going to those of you that were here last week, you had a chance to kind of talk to our guest today, but today you're really going to get to know this gentleman. His name is Carl Guillaume. He is a co-founder and a health and fitness guru of Mind, Body, and Soul Elite Training. He is a certified personal trainer with IFTA and Johnny G Spinning. He has been in the health and fitness industry in the Rancho Cucamonga area for over 10 years. Carl has worked with over 1,000 people, transforming their lives with education and mind and nutrition counseling, transforming the body with high intensity interval training, and invigorating the soul with natural Linguistic Programming. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome to the show Mr. Carl Guillaume. Carl, are you there?
Yes, yes, yes. What is going on, Mary? What is going on to your peoples? We are ready to take it to the next level. Holla at your boy. You already know what it is. Let's go, champ.
Well, I like to thank you for taking the time, Carl, because I know last week, unfortunately, we have a few technical issues, but we're back, and this is, I tell you, the difference is just astronomical. We can hear you, everything. So thank you for being back today. Well, Carl, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, my name is Carl Guillaume. I am a fitness trainer. I'm a transformation specialist. I know you guys are thinking to yourself, like, what does that mean, a transformation specialist? Well, I take people from where they're at right now and take them where they need to be. You know, we should be working at all cylinders. And the reason why I say we need to be working at all cylinders, because if we're performing below what God sent us out here to be or to do, then we're not helping anybody else at all.
Right.
You know, we have to be at our best. So I
Right.
take people from where they're at to where they need to be. So they're like on all cylinders,
Well,
working
okay,
hard.
what does that mean? Where they're at to where they need to be. So what is it? Is it mentally? Is it physically? Is it both?
Yes. Well, our company is called Mind, Body, Soul, where we educate the mind, transform the body, and invigorate the soul. We work with those people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired and ready for transformation in their lives. And what I mean by that is, mentally speaking, when you're dealing with anybody
Mm-hmm.
from a physical standpoint, if
Mm-hmm.
you're out of shape, you're not in the best place, it messes with you mentally. Everybody's been
Mm-hmm.
there to where you've been down in the dumps, where you
Right.
just think, why me?
Right. Right.
Why not you? Because within that struggle, there's a gift. And that
Oh,
gift we're able to give to the rest of the world. So you
right.
have to cherish whatever God gave you, because remember, God wouldn't give us anything that we couldn't handle. He gave that gift to you so you can overcome it and
Mm,
help other people. So my goal is to unwrap that gift with others.
right.
What is inside of you? What's that greatness inside of you? And let's take that, help you transform yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
mentally, I've dealt with people that they don't believe. You'd be
Oh,
amazed at how many people I deal with on a daily basis of grown adults that does not believe that they were brought here to do great things. So
well,
I take that little bit, that little spark that they have. They
right.
don't know. They've watched TV and they've been down in the dump. I take that little spark.
Right.
I take it and I throw it against the wall, and we keep throwing it. I have them
Mhm.
keep aiming.
Right.
Okay, aim for the moon. Because if you
Wah,
don't hit the moon, at least you're going to hit a star.
right.
When you hit that star, I always tell people, when I get you to the promised land, I need
Mhm.
you to reach back
Mm,
and help others, because
yep.
once you help one person, it
Yes.
becomes a ripple effect. And
It
that's
does.
what our goal here is with our company, is to
Oh,
educate their mind, their body, and their soul, so they can be the best
oh,
version of themselves and help other people. That's why
I
I'm
know.
here. That's why I went through things in my life, so I can
Mhm.
help other people get through whatever it is that they're going through.
I know you said we were talking before about the weight loss, how
Yes.
at first you couldn't lose weight and you were trying everything, and then you had a breakthrough.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the audience about that breakthrough?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure everybody's been there.
Yeah.
When you try everything, the new year comes, you sign up at the gym, you one of 1,000 people that's at the gym fighting for equipment, and you're like, man, nothing's going.
Right.
Nothing's happening. I don't
Right.
know what's going on. You know, what's going on is that you still have them same old bad habits. And
Oh,
after a month, you're done at the gym. You're
right.
done. You're done. So this had been going on for years. I stopped
Right.
running track when I was like 22, 23. Now I got like 7 years where I'm struggling with weight and I can't figure it out for the life of me. I don't have a coach there to push me. Hey, son, you're going to get it. You're going to take it to the next level. I'm just stuck. And
Got
one
it.
evening, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke up to an infomercial, and the infomercial was talking about eating organic. When I bought meat, at the time I was eating meat. I'm a vegan now. I don't eat any meat anymore. But when I ate meat, I just picked up whatever was on the shelf. But now this guy was talking about eat organic meat, eat free range meat, eat grass fed meat. And I'm like, all of this sound like just out of left field. Juicing, meditation, being organized with your time and doing things at the same time every day. And I'm like, when that saying where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes.
This guy spoke with so much passion. I tried the diet pills. I tried this. I tried that. None of those things worked. And I was at my wit's end. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You see, Mary, for those of you who were not here last week, I'm only 5'5", 5'6" on a good day. So okay. I was at 220 pounds. Mike Tyson fought at 220 pounds, and he's about 5'11". So that means for my size, I was fat. I mean, let's just be honest. I was fat. My stomach was big. My face, everything. I was just tired. I was just tired. There was sometimes I cried myself to sleep because I'm thinking to myself, how did I get here? Why did I let myself go? And I'm not only talking about me, I'm talking about other people that's been in a situation like, why me? Why not me? Because again, like I said earlier, that gift is in a struggle. So I'm talking about it every day. And God said, okay, here you go. So this guy's talking and I'm just listening. And yes, I was that guy that bought the book. I was the guy that bought the book. Get one now and you get another one later. I was that guy. I bought the book.
Okay.
But let me tell you, Mary, something happened. I read the book. And when you're on that book and you're reading it and you're like in the jungle, you can smell the smells in the jungle. You can feel the wind. You can feel the sun. I knew something was right. Something was right. I tried everything. Didn't work. All they were doing was just selling me. But this guy was talking, and he was talking that talk. I said, okay, I'm going to try it. I did about 85 to 90% of what he said. Juicing,
you said
eating correctly.
You heard it?
I'm sorry?
You said you did about 90% of what he said?
Yes. And from 220 pounds, me struggling with weight for 7 years, not figuring out what to do. I'm still working out, but I still had the same bad habits, partying, eating bad, if you're from California, you watching this, going to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, like at 2 o'clock in the morning after the club and thinking I'm doing something right when I'm going to the gym. But it comes with every day. You have to be consistent with everything that you do. So I read this and I started implementing everything that this guy said. And it was like clockwork. I just honed in on everything. I stopped partying. I stopped drinking. I stopped eating bad. I started eating meats that were organic and grass-fed. Organic meat is kind of expensive.
It is.
Eventually I had to go to grass-fed, but I was eating a lot better. And where I would eat 3-4 pieces of chicken, I was down to 1. My family's from the Caribbean, from Haiti. So we eat a lot of rice, beans, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So instead of 4 or 5 scoops of rice, I'm eating 1 scoop of rice. We eat it's something that's called bon peze, which is fried plantains. So I had to go from fried plantains to boiling the plantains. They're still good either way. And let me tell you, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm at 220 pounds. My mindset is of defeat. This will never happen. And when you go through something, you grow through something. You go through it. You grow through it. As I'm growing through this process, my mind is starting to change day by day, night by night, second by second. I'm in a game of life. I push myself. And I'm finding myself working out less and less.
What?
Yes. Trust me when I tell you this, Mary, I was working out 5 to 6 days a week, but my habits were horrible throughout the day. your workout's only about an hour long, but what am I doing for the rest of the 23 hours? If somebody want to go to McDonald's, well, I'll go to McDonald's. You want to go? I'm there with you.
You know why? Because you would say, "Oh, I work out in the morning anyway."
Yes. And you know what the cool thing is, Mary? This is what I tell my clients.
Uh-huh.
I always tell them, watch the circle that you keep.
Oh.
Watch the circle that you keep. Because if all your friends are dummies, if you have 5 friends that are dummies, you know what you're going to be? You're going to be that 6'1".
Whoa.
If all your friends are in shape and they're flying like eagles, you're going to fly like that eagle and be in shape. I'm telling you, I see it every day. I go to the bottom. I find out what their circle is like. Does your husband, does your mate support you or not?
Right.
That's a big factor. If your spouse is not supporting you, you got that yin and yang, and one is going to pull you away from where you need to go. So I have to know all of these things. So
I can tell you, before we go on, I'm going to go up because we have some questions. We have questions and comments from our audience here. They are watching and paying attention, and they are involved.
Let's go.
Hi, Gwen. Gwen says, "Hello, Carl, and welcome back."
Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. I remember you from last week. Thank you. I wanted to come back because you know what? I just felt like my story can help and impact somebody else. Whether I'm going to help you physically, my story can help and impact somebody else. So thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you so much.
And then we have Charles Radney. Charles says, "Hello, Carl. Hello, Mary. Carl, where is CJ?"
CJ is in the house in school right now. What's going on, Charles? Charles Radney is one of the best speakers on the planet. Thank you so much, Charles. What's going on?
And then we have Dumas Martin. Dumas Martin Jr. says, "Hello, Mary and Carl." Hello, and I'm going to go and do a roll call. Hello, Dumas. Hello, Charles. Hello, Gwen. I can't tell you guys. Anytime you come to the show, and these are fans of the show, they're here every week, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Charles says, "Mary, you see the kind of people Dumas and I interact with." I do. I really do. And I need it and I've ever since every single day, you need to be uplifted. Every single day, I need to be inspired. And definitely Carl is one of those people. And Elaine says, "I'm so happy that Carl was able to come back. I can hear clearly, learning so much. Boiled plantains are going to have to grow on me." She said, because she's like, I like the fried plantains. I'll be honest, I do. But I guess I've never had boiled ones, so I can't say anything.
Hey, let me tell you, when you have that, like my wife, she loves. My wife is from Ohio. She loves Haitian food. Your boy can throw down. Like, we eat healthy, but it ain't no bland. And you know that saying, if you gotta put salt and pepper in your food, that ain't real food, man. You gotta put your foot in it and wiggle them toes too. Your boy can cook. I'm telling you, man.
Oh my goodness.
Eat them plantains boiled. You eat them. Man, let me stop, man. I'm getting your people hungry out here, man. But in a good way.
Goodness. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm listening because in addition to what you're saying, really, that it's not that you don't want to exercise. I don't think that's what you're saying, but you're really saying it's our minds. It's here. Everything happens. It's not the physical. When your mind changed, everything changed for you.
Right. Because in this book that I read, the one thing that the guy said was the thing that's going to stop you from getting to where you need to go. Do you know what that is, Mary? You know what the things that's going to stop you from getting, if you say, yo, this year, this is going to be the year that I'm going to get myself in the best shape of my life. Do you know what that one thing is that's going to stop you from getting to where you need to go? Just anything. The mind. Doubt. If you doubt that you can, you lost. What did Muhammad Ali say? What was his key phrase? What was the thing that Muhammad Ali said against a foe that they said that was going to beat him in George Foreman? What did he say? What did he say towards every fighter that he said before it even came to pass? What did he say? Do you remember?
No, I don't. Tell me.
I'm the greatest of all time. Nobody can beat me. I'm the greatest of all time. So he spoke it before it even happened.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I started speaking it. I spoke it to existence. I said, you know what? I'm going to follow what this guy says in this book.
Right.
I followed it. Then I started getting confidence because I've tried everything before and it wasn't working.
Right.
Now this is working.
All
It's
right.
working to a tune to where I'm dropping weight so fast. I'm dropping weight like I'm on fire. I'm on fire dropping weight. And it's natural. You know, the further and further that we get away from Mother Earth, the sicker and fatter that we become. That's what was happening to me. That was happening to the circle around me. I just stopped hanging around that circle. I started rolling with eagles, but I was working in the dark like Batman. I was being molded and folded in the dark, and I was getting my work in.
Right.
I started doing it. Every time I was waking up at the same times every day. I scheduled myself to eat at the same time. I started eating the same type of foods, more higher fiber, higher proteins, less carbs, but I'm eating good. I'm eating good. I'm juicing throughout the week. I'm doing my thing. I'm eating properly. Like I'm just eating. I'm eating. Like it's not like I was holding back or counting calories. I'm eating what got, and everything kept flushing back out. Where sometimes I'll have clients and they say, "Man, I ain't used the bathroom in like 3-4 days," and you know, we talking about pooping. They're not pooping 3-4 days. Then my next question is, do you eat out? And they say, yeah, man, how'd you know?
Yeah.
And you're putting processed food. This is my saying. You're putting processed foods in your body that your body cannot process. So once they start eating what God gave us, eating more of a high fiber diet, and then they start finding, whoa, every time I'm eating, it's coming right back out. This is what was happening to me. And before you know it, within 3 months, I struggled for 7 years. Within 3 months, I dropped, I went from 220 pounds down to 175. This is the weight that I ran track with. Then I thought to myself,
gosh,
this didn't take
3
long.
months.
Let me just see if I can do 160, my best weight, and let's see how long that's going to take. You know what, Mary? It took me a month and a half to get down to 160. So 4.5 months from eating properly and organizing my time, that I got to 160. And I knew I was on to something. And just like I said, remember what I said earlier. We go through something, we grow through it, and now I see Charles Rodney on, Dumas Martin. I thank you. I appreciate you guys. These guys are my mentors. So they went through something in life, and they're taking this young man with them, holding his hand, and taking me to the next level. You know, so I knew that God placed this on me so I can help other people get through their struggles. And once I did that, when I tell you I was on fire, I became a trainer soon after. I was helping people from 300 pounds, 305 pounds actually, get down to 170 pounds, and then we put 10 pounds of lean muscle back on them. It's nothing. It's not science. It's not hard. It's not mathematics. It's just going back to nature. God put us here to be better people, not people that are barely surviving. We got to be thriving. We got to push it to the next level. Man, I'm passionate about this because I know the steps that it takes to get there.
Well, we have a comment, Oliver Welch. Oliver is the executive producer of the show, and Oliver just so happens to be my husband too. But he says, "Hi, babe. This is going to be great. Welcome back, Carl. Very informative. Nice show." So
Thank you, Oliver. I appreciate it. You know, all we can do is give our gifts to the world. That's all we can do. For me, I can't hang around people that's lazy. I cannot. I've been able to do this game now since 2006. I've been in this game since 2006. And the reason why I've been in this game since 2006 is because I want to see people succeed. And
Wow.
people that knows me,
Right.
Charles, Dumas, people that knows me, they know this.
Well, I can tell you, I've heard some. I mean, just they had already told me who you were before you came on, and the number one thing they were saying is motivational, motivational, motivational. And I'm listening to you. And one thing I mentioned to you earlier is where's your book? Where's your book? Because everything, everything that you're saying, honestly, and I'm not saying that whoever the book that you learn from, but what happens is we add to whatever we learn too. There's other things that weren't in that book that you have been able to make a part of your life. Because if you've trained over a thousand people, there's little things that they've taught you and that you've learned that can be put into a book. So
Oh,
we have
absolutely.
this the mind, body, and soul elite training. I know we're going to be sitting down talking about writing that book and getting that out because there's so many people that need to learn the things that you learn. Now it's a lifestyle. That's what it is that
Yes.
you're looking now. This is a lifestyle. This is not a matter of what was in a book or somebody said it. This is the way you live every single day. And like you said, you cook in a way that is good for your body, not in a way that is bad for your body. And that in itself is huge. You eat in a way that's clean eating for your body. It's because our bodies are machines,
Yes.
and we don't act like it though.
Oh, absolutely. Like my kids play flag football, my 4 and
Hmm.
6 year old. And during the game, I'm helping them coach. And one of the kids says, "Hey, coach," and he's one of our better players. He says, "Hey, coach, I'm hungry." And I said, "Oh, okay, what is that supposed to mean?" So I'm done. Like this is, I mean, I have to wrap my mind. These are 5 and 6 year olds. He's like, "I'm not gonna
Uh-huh.
play this game," and I'm like, "All right." And come to find out, he wanted some nachos, in order for him to play. So he goes out and they give him nachos, and he's eating it on the sideline. And when he came
Uh-huh.
back, he wasn't the same. See, with me and my kids are like, they the purple elephant out of all the elephants. They don't eat like that. And I'm looking
Yeah.
over at this kid, and I'm like, they don't know any better. They're feeding him nachos, and they should be
Right.
feeding him fuel so he can
Right.
play at a higher level. My kids
Right.
like broccoli. I don't even like broccoli, but they'll eat it. They eat it
Yeah.
like nuggets. They just eat it. So, and I try to instill this in them, like you need to have fuel in your body. And that's the same as us for adults. The older you get, things
Yeah.
start changing a little bit.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you have to change for the worse. You change for the better. And how do you
Right.
do that? Just, it's simple. Start organizing your life. Find yourself a
Right.
mentor. Find yourself a mentor. Somebody that's where you want to be, that has
Right.
the skills that you need. And
Right.
read books. I have my clients read books. I give them a list of books to read. Don't just read no love novels. We need to read books that's going to help us take it to the next level. I
Yeah.
see I see Charles said, tell him about Adams Acres. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Adams Acres is in Rialto. It's the last farm in Rialto. When I knew of the guy, he had 10 acres, and then he ended up selling 7 acres to some housing. They built a housing, like a bunch of houses over there now on the
Right.
7 acres, but he still have 3 acres. And this guy has fresh. I've never tasted oranges so good. Like, when you get oranges from the store, you have
Right.
to, when I juice them, you can just juice them straight and drink it, and it's still kind of sour.
Right.
But when you got it fresh off the tree, it was really sweet. You cut it, you juice it, and it was so sweet that you had to add water to it to
What?
dilute it because it was so sweet. And then I learned the guy, it, you know, John, his name is John Adams, and their family has been in Rialto at that farm since, like, I think 1887 or something like that, in the 1800s, late 1800s. They've been there on that land, and you guys got to get out there and visit, help support local businesses, get fresh foods. You're gonna get fresh foods from the farm. You
Right.
can pick it yourself. So
Right.
I just had to give you that shout out. I told Charles about it to get out there and go get it. You can literally pick your own foods and straight from the vine. And you
Oh
learn
my
so much
goodness.
because this guy, I don't know now because he's a lot older, but he was a part of the historic society the head of the historic society in Rialto. So he can let you know about the history of Rialto, about how to grow. He's an agronomist, so he can tell you how to grow different vegetables and
Mhm.
fruits and all of those different things. Because
Oh my
again,
goodness.
yes, go. I mean, it's simple. It's
Oh,
it's so simple, but they try to make it seem like it's so hard so they can dig in your pockets. It's not. It's how did I have a 1-year-old. Well, he's about to be one, and you just watch the process, right? They
mhm.
can't hold their head up at the very beginning, and then they can hold their head up, and then you put them on their stomach. They just
I
lay
know.
there, and then they roll on their back, They get on their knees, They start crawling up on things, Then they fall in. It's like when they're walking, and it's like a magnet is at the end table, and they're
Mhm.
walking, and bah, and they hit their head at the end table. You know, and it's the same with us.
Yeah,
All you have to do is get up and go. When I started my journey, before that, my stores were the local markets. Like I would go
right.
to the big markets like Stater Brothers. I don't know if I can mention his name, but I mentioned. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
that's
Stater
fine.
Brothers
You
and all
can.
these different.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there you go. Ralph's and all these different
Right,
places that I
right.
would go to, right?
Uh-huh.
And then once I started becoming more informative, these places had been around me all these time, but I wasn't aware of it
Mhm.
because that wasn't my lifestyle. I'm looking for
Right.
the next club to go to. I'm trying to kick it and hang out and be the life of the party. But when you got to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day,
Mhm.
you're like, what am I doing with myself? But you just keep with
Yeah.
that same pattern. But all of these stores around me, I started getting into the Trader Joe's, into the Sprouts, and then you go into these parking lots sometimes and you walk around. Then they're having farmers markets. This stuff has always been around, having
Yeah.
farmers markets.
I
That's
was
how I met
gonna
John,
say that.
and I
Yeah.
went to this farmer market and I was literally picking my food out. I would get a
Yeah.
big box. I don't know what he does now. I would get a box and he'd be like, just give me $25. I'm talking about I had enough fruits and vegetables for like a month, and this guy would only ask me for $25.
Yeah.
Like I probably would
And
have spent
yeah.
$100 anywhere else, and I'm getting
Mhm.
fresh foods from the land. You guys got to understand, we got to go back to nature.
Right.
I'm not selling you on anything else. Go back to
Right.
nature. You see what God has in store for you. You start having energy throughout the day. You start,
Yeah.
you know, you
It's
got to
so
get
many
back.
things. It clears your mind, your body, like your
Yes.
mind, body, soul. Your thinking is better. Everything. But then, and they'll even tell you because
So just think
anytime.
about this, Mary, and I know
Okay.
I'm speaking for everybody. Have you ever eaten something? I know Thanksgiving just passed. Have you ever eaten something, right? And you get sleepy, you get
Yeah.
tired, you
Hmm.
have a headache or migraine, and you're
Right.
wondering, man, I'm getting sick. This is hereditary. My mama got this. My daddy got this. No, it's not hereditary, man. You've been eating bad. If you
Mm.
eat rat poison, you have one or two things that's gonna happen. It's either you're gonna die or get violently ill. And this is
Yeah.
what's happening to your body when you're putting this crap in your body. You gotta
Wow.
get back to nature. Start eating foods, right? Start
Right.
eating foods that's gonna help you have energy. And this is what I do for my client. And if anybody wants, I'll leave you. I can
Oh,
get your email or whatever, and we can send it out. I can
here.
give you what we do is we have people mark down after you eat something. How do you
Mhm.
feel? What did you eat? Is your energy up or is it down? Is it up or positive, negative?
This is your website?
That's our website right there. A
There you
matter of
go.
fact,
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna share something with you guys for those
Okay.
of you who, and I'll do it by the end of the day. For
Okay.
those of you who come through, I'm going to give you guys a free workout, number one. And number two, I'm going to give you a list of what we do for our clients, like so far as what you have to mark down throughout the day. to let you know if you're hitting that target. Are you
I
feeling
can tell you.
sleepy? Do you have migraines, or do you have energy? See, I'm a businessman. I
Oh,
can't walk into meetings with no energy. My energy is
I
like this
tell you.
all the time.
I could.
Charles and
I'm
Nugent can
listening to you.
vouch for it. It's
I
like this all the
had
time. Why? Because what I'm putting in my body.
right.
Let's fuel your bodies up, guys. Let's fuel it up. Let's go. Let's go, champ.
I know this morning for breakfast, I had a baked yam. That was
Mm.
breakfast. And I thought, even as I'm eating, I said, this is a healthy breakfast because that's all it was. And it was just good. It wasn't pancake, nothing wrong with pancakes, by the way. But I'm just saying it wasn't heavy. It was light. But I just wanted something that I knew, because Mondays are real busy for me. So I needed something that was going to fuel me, like you said, for the rest of the day. But I wish I could say I ate like that all the time, but I don't. So I already know that this is something that there's probably a need to get involved in, and how to do, be better, um, physically, mentally, all of those things. And I think without a doubt, I don't want to be the one that says, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till New Year's to do it," because why do you wait? Why do we wait for New Year's? The question is, I think we do it because it gives us more time to think about it. Oh, that's Adam. That's what I think it is. Gwen says, "I'm sluggish from the holiday sweets. I can tell the difference." Yeah,
And
yeah,
this is what I tell people. This is when I start tightening up with all my clients, Gwen. It starts from October 31st till like March 1st. October 31st is what? We be saying, man, I ain't gonna eat my kids' candy. Then you start looking at that Snicker looking at you. You looking at the Snicker again, and the Snicker looking at you, and you just taste it. And then you taste a couple, and then it
yeah.
goes. Then you got another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What's coming up next? Thanksgiving. You eating
Thanksgiving.
food that you normally don't eat. And what happened when you eat that turkey? You start getting real sleepy. Why? Because they hit it with that shot. If I'm not mistaken, it's called tryptophan,
Yeah.
tryptophan or something like that. And it makes you
Mhm.
sleepy. And all the sweets and, sweet
Yeah.
potato pie and, peach cobbler. You eating all of that stuff that you normally shouldn't be eating. So now
Yeah.
you feeling yourself getting sluggish, more sleepy. You're starting to miss workouts. Man, I'll get back to it. I'll do it. The New Year's coming.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
Then
We got
Christmas coming.
Christmas. We got Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, then Christmas coming. In the Caribbean, we celebrate Christmas Eve harder than we do Christmas. But we also eat hard on Christmas Day. Then you have the 31st. So then you say, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to do it this year, man. This year. But by the
Ah,
time you get there, guess what starts coming on that TV? On the TV, what ads come on the TV? You know what ads? I'll tell you.
the
Flu.
workout
The flu
ads.
season is coming. People get the flu because it's cold. No, it's because of the stuff that you're putting in your body.
Oh.
Remember, if you eat rat poison, you got one or two things that's going to happen. It's either you're going to get sick or you're going to get either you're going to get sick or you're going to die. So this is what's happening with people. They get really sick and they start getting flu shots and, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And all it is what you're putting in your body, man. It's common sense. When this whole
Mhm.
pandemic came out, me and my wife was like, yo, we need to lock down on our eating. We need to get ourselves locked in. Like, we've been good. We've been good.
Mhm.
Maybe a few sniffles, maybe in the last couple of years, but no colds, no nothing. We
That's
have to go
good.
back to basics. That's why we're feeling
That's
sluggish.
good.
Have you ever eaten something and after you finish eating it, your mood changes? Like, your mood changes. I'm talking about you went from the
Mm.
nice person to the Hulk, like rah. You change.
Because now, do you guys you do eat sugar or you do not eat sugar?
Eat chicken?
Sugar. You have
Oh,
sugar
sugar.
like with
We do,
tea.
but it's more like if we do eat sugar, we're using gosh, it's not. I mean, we use maple syrup, but my kids eat that. Um, I forgot the. I forget the name of it. It'll come back to me. But we don't
Okay,
eat white sugar, brown sugar, none of that
right.
stuff.
But you don't, and
Yeah,
your wife doesn't cook with it either.
I do all the cooking.
Oh, you do you
Man,
cook with it?
I told you, man. Your boy could throw down. I'm telling you, man. I can throw down. So I do
Okay.
all the cooking. Like I
Okay.
do all the cooking. So I monitor everything that we do. I don't fry our foods. We just used to spray our pan, but I took that all out. We don't use any oil or anything in our foods.
That's good. I wish I could. No, I can honestly say no. We're not able to say that. Because we do spray, like you said, spray the pan, and we are moving toward that. Let me just say that of reducing the sugars and the oils and everything else that we eat. And we know. I mean, I think without a doubt, we know we should, but it's hard. That's all. And maybe it's just harder because we're making it harder on ourselves. Maybe that's what it is.
You know, it's like I always my morning consists of this. I want to leave your people that's watching this so much just nuggets because I've learned, you know, all my
Oh,
mentors that I've had always say you learn, you help other people, you pull other people
right.
up. You know, I'll give well, I see Gwendolyn says, is there a good oil? Once you
Right.
fry that oil, it becomes rancid. It becomes acidic.
But
So
some people reuse oils.
exactly. That's even worse.
I mean,
So,
no,
uh,
honestly, we don't. Whenever I learned this, I forget where years ago, that once you use it, you don't reuse it. You
right, right, right.
once you cooked in that
And remember
oil,
what
you get
happens
rid of
is
it.
once you use that oil, like if you cook with it,
Hmm.
it it's not good in your body anymore. So one of the best oils that you can use if you're going to use anything would be coconut or olive oil, but in its raw form. If you cook with it, then you start having issues.
Okay, I know too with coconut oil, it smokes a lot. I think if I remember, depending on how high what you're cooking it at. But you're right. Don't reuse it. I know some people do, but it's not good or not healthy. From what I've been told, it's actually cancer causing. I don't know about
Right.
that part. So that's what I've heard, that if you reuse the oil again, to just use it that one time and get rid of it. And so, yeah, that's another thing that people don't always do. But there's things we can do little by little. I think that's what you're saying too.
Right.
To help
Inch by inch, you know what I'm saying? Inch by inch, it becomes
life
a
is a
cinch.
cinch.
Just do
Inch
the
by
little
inch.
things every day. If you're
Yeah,
waking up on time just to go to work, start seeing where you want to be. Start seeing where you want to be in life. What is it going to
right.
take to get there? You know, I listen to Les Brown. If you guys who are familiar, if you're not familiar who
Yeah,
Les Brown is, you need to go Google him. You
right,
watch his YouTube videos.
right.
Anthony Robbins and gosh, what's the brother's name? Eric Thomas. And he says,
Okay.
I was reading millionaires and billionaires and finding out what they had in common. And the one thing that they had in common is that, I mean, this is a little bit extreme, but he said that they were waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So he says, if I'm gonna get my family out of this predicament, I'm gonna start waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah,
right now, Eric Thomas is the number one motivational speaker in the world. His fees are $100,000 just for him to speak for about an hour.
whoa. Now,
So,
see, I don't know Eric Thomas. I know Gary
oh man,
Vaynerchuk.
please, if you don't know who Eric Thomas is, please
No,
watch
I'm
his
gonna
YouTube
when we get off.
videos.
I'll be on.
I'll send you some stuff. I mean, this guy's
Okay.
amazing. I've seen him live. There's so much information out there now, man. You
I
guys
know.
need to lock
I know.
in. I used to know back in the day what different artists were coming in town, so
Right.
far as rap or reggae or whatever it may be. Now I'm looking for people that's going to stimulate my mind. So when they're in town, I'm listening. So
Okay.
and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. This
Uh-huh.
fitness game is a mental game. 98% of it
Mm,
is mental. You only got
right.
an hour to work out, and you got 23 more hours left in your day. What
That's
is it that
true.
you're doing? What is it that you're putting in your mind? Who is it that you're hanging around with? Are you hanging around eagles or are you hanging around chickens? I'd rather soar with the eagles. So once
Right.
you start learning all of this thing, like I said, all of these people, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Les
Hmm.
Brown has been around for years. but it's
Yeah.
been out of most of our radar because we're so caught up doing all these different things, right?
Right.
But then the
Right.
moment that we say, I need change, man. I need something that's going to help me take it to the next level. And it's just
Right.
like with you, Mary, you know, when we were talking off air, you're like, Carl, you don't have a book? And you showed me the books that you had. And you're giving within a book that showcases your life. Somebody can read that book. This took you however many years you are age-wise. This took you
Right.
so many years. They can get that nugget within a couple of weeks of reading your book, and it can
Yeah.
change their lives just like that. So we need to change what we listen to. We need to change what we read. We need to
Yeah.
change the people around us. If the people around us are not supportive of what it is that you're doing, you got to find a new circle. If you're the smartest person in your circle, you need to find a new circle. All of these things matter.
Yeah.
I've dealt with so many people. I'm telling you, if
No,
your
you're
spouse
right.
is not on board, my goodness, good luck. Good luck.
Well, like you said, it's good that when you're in a couple in a situation, both of you are pulling one way or the other. So you got this. It's the energy it takes. But when you're both on one accord, what does it say? Nothing beats a team. Nothing can beat a team when you're both going in the same direction. It's unbeatable. So, but I hear what you're saying. You said if you're both going in different directions, it's not going to work. It's not going to. That's one reason. Well, my husband's he critiques the shows. He just behind the scenes people don't see, but he's right there. And I thank God for that. That we are on the
That's
same accord. That we are in this together. It makes a big difference. So definitely. And like you said, you and your wife together and the kids are all on board. Just think about your family unit is all in the same direction. That's five, even though you have the baby, but that's five individuals going in the same direction. This is unbeatable. It's unstoppable.
right, right. Will Smith said something. He says, it was a song. Somebody said, you need to give your roses to a younger rapper says, you need to give your roses to your people while they still alive. And Will
Right.
Smith said one in his verse, he says, when I married Jada and I have my kids, I have a team.
Yeah.
That's his team.
Yeah.
That's his
That's it.
team.
It's
You
true.
know, when I heard that, I'm like, man, that is deep. My team is my wife. Like, real talk. I like hanging out with my kids. I don't hang out like my kids. I like pouring into them. I
Yeah.
like pouring into my wife. I like, and we just vibe off of each other all day. And this is the way how it should be. This is the
Yes,
way
sir.
how your circle should be. It should be tight. I'm telling you guys, if one thing you can take away from this, number one, find yourself a mentor, somebody that's where you need to be, where you want to be. Find that person, reach out to
Yeah.
him, talk to him. When I was out with Charles Radney, we was at uh, um, it was called A Million Cups, and they were talking about mentorship. And he looked over, and he said, "Man, you need one of them." I said, "Man, you're
Oh,
right." And he's been my mentor and helped me shape and mold my time. You need to find yourself a mentor, and once you
right.
do that, man, life will never
Be the
ever
same.
be the same. And Mary, you're a mentor to thousands of people. You say your books are bestsellers on Amazon.
Yes.
You're a mentor to thousands of people, and they probably never met you because you just gave them that one nugget from that little gift that you went through,
Mhm.
that you grew through, and you're
Yes.
helping change thousands of lives. So I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you too, Carl. I really do. I just, like I said, when the show's over, we're definitely going to talk about getting you started on that book. And I'm not kidding because just speaking to you now, the book is in you. You've already written it. The only thing it is, it's just not written down on paper. But just,
Mm.
I mean, it's in you. That's what I'm saying when I started talking to you and I said, "Have you written a book?" I was hoping you said yes. That's what I'm looking for. But that's okay. That's okay. The book is still in you, and we're going to get it out and get it published and the whole nine. But I can tell you right now, your motivation, your inspiration, like you said, you have your team. You have your wife and you got your three boys. What more of a team do you need? You know, you can, and they're all there with you, behind you, going with you. It's phenomenal. So I am really honored to know you, Carl. I really am. So
Thank you,
just
thank you.
know.
And you know, guys, I really appreciate you, Mary, because you know this goes. Like I said, we had people in our circle
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, when God want to put somebody in your life, whether you know it or not. Like I said, Dumas Martin said, "Hey,
Yes.
you need to holler at this lady. She's good people," and I didn't follow through. And
Oh
then
yeah.
Charles called me, kept knocking, and finally I said, "Okay, let me
Oh
link up,
yeah.
and we're gonna do some things off air that's gonna be amazing because." You know, my story needs to get out to people. I mean, if you only knew, this is a movie. This is a movie, y'all. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I've been. It's funny because I've been talking about doing a book, but it's just a matter of doing the book, and you
Yeah.
know, like I said, like you said, writing it down because I've been there. I've done that. The second part of the story will come another time when I come back on your show. We talk about
Okay.
that off air, but that's the story
Okay.
of having them kids, and you know, part two of being in shape and staying in shape
Oh
and
yeah.
staying mentally together. So
Well, I can tell you too. We have a comment from Gwendolyn. She says, in the Bible, Daniel's man. Okay, in the Bible, Daniel's men were stronger and more alert after eating only from the land. I see the truth in what you are demonstrating, what you demonstrate. That's what she says. And Charles Radney says, is it did it or is it DI or does it do it? I don't know. Hi, Charles, does it do it? Thank you, Gwendolyn. Thank you for your comment. But I'll tell you, I'm listening to you about eating off the land, eating right. But like you said too, there's more to it because once you start having a family, you have to things changed. It wasn't the same now. Your time isn't the same now. Once you have kids, the kids are the priority. So how do you maintain a weight loss? I thought it was do it, Charles. That's what I thought.
see that's gonna be for a whole not. I'm gonna just put I'm gonna just keep that. I'm gonna just keep that hook there because you guys need to hear that story. That's a whole nother story. You know, I look at every time in life when life hits me on a blind side,
Right.
and when you see it in retrospect, you're like, man, that had to have happened. You know, it had to have happened. There's no way around it. And then when you go back, you're like, man, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be calm under this type of situation.
Mm,
You know, you
right.
have to. I know, like I always tell people, like I'm telling you guys right now, I'm telling you, remember my last name. My last name is Guillaume. I always tell these people, I always tell people when they see my sons, I'll be
Hmm.
like, tell me your last name. It's Guillaume. You know, you gotta represent it to the fullest. I mean,
Right.
I don't know who. I mean, you know, I mean, as you guys notice, I don't know what your demographics is here, but if you guys notice, I'm a black man, right? My last name should be Mbuku or something from Africa. I don't know, you know, but it's Guillaume. Whatever. That's a French last name. My family's from
Hmm.
Haiti. You know, they dropped us off in the islands, you know, before, you know, they drop y'all off over here in America, right?
That's right.
I I I don't know where that last name came from. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm gonna push myself and y'all gonna know the last name.
Come on.
So
Come on.
I'm
I
destined for
tell you.
greatness. We're all destined for greatness.
Yep.
We just
You're
gotta
right.
see it.
You are so right. And I tell you, I think what you're saying is not that we're not. You got to believe it. You have
Gotta
to
believe it.
believe it.
Because
And
doubt,
then,
listen, doubt's gonna creep in.
yeah,
There's no way around it. How are you gonna get through it? If you notice, this whole conversation that we've been having, I haven't been beating you over the head of, oh, you gotta count this and you gotta count this carb, you have to this, you have to that. No, go back to earth. Find yourself
that's
a
it.
mentor. It's all mental stuff.
It
Because
is.
if somebody's ahead of you, I went through that for 7 years. And then when a person ahead of me said, hey, do this and do that, he was a mentor to me and I never met him at the time. I read his book and I did it within 4.5 months for struggling for 7 years. Within 4.5 months, I dropped 60 pounds. These are facts. In 4.5 months, I wasn't starving myself. I was eating normal, but I was eating from the land. I didn't know nothing about the Daniel fast. It's until I became a trainer, and then my clients were like, yo, I'm going to do the Daniel fast. And then, you know, me, I'm going to do some research on it. What is the
Right.
Daniel fast? And like Gwendolyn said, you know, his troops started eating off the land. They stopped eating like the kings and queens that were getting fat and sick.
Right.
And they started eating from the land and became mighty warriors. And now the
Yep.
kings and queens are like, man, what they doing over there? Like, people made fun of me when I did this. Made fun of me. Like, man, you
What?
crazy. But those same people that made fun of me when I lost weight and started looking good, like, hey, brother, can you help me out? You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to stick with our own, with our own, with our own guns. Do your research. Don't stop at what I'm telling you. I can tell you whatever I want, and you know, you can believe it. But the proof's in the pudding. Just go back
Right.
to earth. Find yourself a local farmer's market. Eat fresh foods. When I was at John's Adams Acres,
Mm-hmm.
John has his PhD in, you know, doing land stuff. He's an agronomist. So he says, you know, when you get the fruit at the store, even though it says organic, they
Uh-huh.
put them in like they put the oranges in the refrigerator, right? They put them in the
Mm.
refrigerator for a long time. So by the time you get it, it's not as sweet. It's losing a lot of nutrients.
Right.
So when you get it straight off the tree, you getting that life force inside of you. Your energy starts getting up, and you're ready to wow. You're not
Wow.
waiting for it to happen. You making it happen. But when
I
you eat
love
that
it.
turkey, or you eating that McDonald's, or you eating that bad food, what starts happening to you? Your energy starts getting sapped. Just
Yeah.
think about it. When you go to Vegas, what's the thing that they have? You get some free alcohol if you keep gambling, and they have
Yeah.
all you can eat. Why? Think about it. Why? They want you
Oh,
to keep gambling. They want you to
oh
be
my
like
goodness.
a zombie. But you start eating good. You start eating like Daniel. Don't wait for the first of the year. Like, I got a lot of my clients that say, man, we're going to do the Daniel fast. Then I said, what you going to do for the rest of the year? Then their face is like, I didn't think that far.
I know.
Brother, you better start thinking that far. Let's
Oh my
go,
goodness.
champ. This ain't no game.
Well, I can tell you for sure. Carl, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. We're definitely, when you come back, we're going to come back with your book. We're going to come,
Let's
that's how we're
go.
going to come back. I know you may look sad right now. You're like, is she kidding? Nope, I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I know we're about to, the show's almost about to end right now, but I just want you to know that I have just put you down to contact you at the end of the show, and we're going to sit down and work some things out so that you can take this to the masses. And Duma says, here we go. And put his comment up. Duma says, it's always lonely as a pioneer initially until everyone can see it's for real. It's real. That's what he says. Thank you, Dumas. I can tell you for a fact, you have so much to give to so many people. That's
Right.
why when you said that about already having helped 1,000 people, I instantly went to, you've got to put it in the book. We've got to sit down and make this real and be able to spread it out to, so like you said, to so many more people and give this information. Just you reforming your own self is a testimony right there. And just imagine the other people that you have helped learn about what to eat and how to eat. She said, Gwen said, any relation to Robert Guillon on the Benson on the show? On Benson.
I don't know, maybe an uncle or something. I've always got that question. If he's from Haiti, it's probably my uncle or something. I don't know. My
Okay.
grandfather, I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I want to make sure, but we want to definitely thank you for coming on today, and please come back again.
Oh,
For sure.
absolutely. And let me share one thing with your people.
Okay.
I always say something. I'm involved with Toastmaster, and
Okay.
Toastmaster is a group that it teaches you how to speak. My goal is to be able to speak at such a high level that I can touch the very core in you. You know, Tupac said something. He says, I want to make sure that when I speak, I make you shake. I want to touch something inside of you that's going to get you to move. Move.
Yeah,
Don't wait for it to happen.
that's right.
You make it happen. Because you know what?
What's that?
There's another person that's waiting for you to give their gift to
Whew.
them so they can give their gift to the world.
All right. Well,
Thank you guys for having me. I
thank
really
you.
appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too. Thank you. And come back again.
Definitely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. We want to thank you for coming. I do appreciate each and every one of you. We'll be back next Monday with another show. And we do appreciate those of you that have been sharing it on social media. The flyers go out, they go out by Wednesday, and you're sharing it to your Facebook pages or your Instagram. All of that helps and it makes a difference. And before we go, we have one more comment. Oh, this was Gwen said, beautiful show. Excellent last words. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you again on Monday. God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.